Please welcome to the show, Caitlin Clark. Caitlin, did you ever
What's
think
up,
you'd
guys?
be back?
Cheers.
Excited to be back.
Cheers.
Don't worry. I got this nice throwback theater can.
Well played.
Caitlin Clark just did what no one saw coming, and she did it live via Zoom in a no-hold-bread interview with WNBA legends Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi. From the second she appeared on screen, it was clear this wasn't going to be your typical feel-good segment. It was raw, it was real, and it pulled back the curtain on everything from her transition to the WNBA to locker room rumors to what really went down in those gritty college matchups. All with Caitlin's
Product placement.
There we
Well
go.
Our show loves it. Our show loves it.
And why is everyone in the basketball world buzzing about it right now? Stick around, because Caitlin didn't hold back about a lot of things. About Paige Bueckers, about Diana Taurasi, and even about the baseless lies Cheryl Swoops has been spreading about the team. Are you ready? Let's go. It was a call back heard round the internet. 1 year ago, Diana Taurasi looked into the camera and sent a now infamous warning to Caitlin Clark. Reality is coming. Remember this?
What will the league have in store for them when they get there?
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time.
Fast forward to this year, and needless to say, Diana ate her words. Clark's response, a smirk, a subtle nod, and a confident smile. The energy was electric. It was witty, playful, but make no mistake, it was also a statement.
Congrats
So
on
you've
your
been watching the
retirement,
first
D.
half.
Thank you.
And congrats.
Now-
to you.
Unfortunately,
Well,
reality is
thanks.
coming to me now.
What's your big
Had to get
plans?
it in early.
What are you going to do?
I keep telling Sue I thought I was going to have all this time to do all these things. I'm more busy now. So if I give you any advice, play as long as possible.
We'll see. We'll get to 10 years. Then we'll think about it.
It's a 10 years.
Then we'll think about it. 10 years. For Diana Taurasi, sharing the court with Caitlin Clark was more than just another matchup. It was a generational moment. Reflecting on their first game in Phoenix, Taurasi didn't hold back on atmosphere. It felt like the last game ever going to be played. The crowd was electric. The hype was real. And it wasn't just about basketball. It was about witnessing a torch being passed in real time. Diana spoke with admiration, highlighting how surreal it was to finally face the players she'd been watching dominate college hoops for years.
What was it like for you two to play against each other?
It was amazing. I've been following Caitlin for so long and been watching her college career just in awe. And to be on the court and, the first game was in Phoenix, and it felt like the last game that was ever going to be played. There was such anticipation. The crowd was going crazy. All the people that came out to see Caitlin and our teams play against each other. It really was an amazing moment. And you talked about how, if you could play against anyone that is this new generation. So I got to cross paths with Caitlin, at least for a couple games. And to me, that meant a lot, Like, we've been doing this for a long time, and to see Caitlin do what she does is, I think someone said the other day, I'm like, I want the season to start so I can watch you again.
Caitlin's take just as classy, but with that signature edge. She remembered that Phoenix matchup, too. Only this time, it was personal. We were down like 10 or 15 and came all the way back and won. She recalled, the pride obvious in her voice. That comeback wasn't just a stat on the board. It was a defining moment for her and her team. Facing a legend like Taurasi and coming out on top, that's the stuff that builds confidence. And Caitlin made sure to note it.
And what it was like to play against D.
Well, I was saying, that game in Phoenix, because we only played in Phoenix one time. And it was before Olympic break. Obviously, we had All-Star there too, but it was a great game. Honestly, I'm pretty sure we were down like 10 or 15 and came all the way back and won. That was like our first win versus a team that was above 500. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Right.
But beneath the competitive fire, there was mutual respect. The moment became bigger than just a single game. It was a clash of eras captured in real time. Caitlin and Diana may be on different ends of their careers, but the impact they're both making, that's timeless. And as they joked and smiled to memory, one thing was clear. This was more than banter. It was basketball's past and future sitting in perfect harmony.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously on paper we have a really good team, but, you only have, we start training camp, I think, on the 27th, and then, we have a back-to-back of preseason games on May 3rd and May 4th. So it's you have a very short amount of time to put that together, and 7 new pieces, and whether we carry 11 or 12, more than half of our roster, that's a hard thing within itself, but we should be pretty good. And I'm excited about it. I think what we needed was, we added a lot more experience. In the playoffs, we just didn't have that. We were a young group. Even Kels, obviously with being with the Fever, during her entire career, she hasn't really had the opportunity to play in a ton of playoff games. So having that, whether it's Sydney Folson, whether it's DB, whether it's Natasha Howard, whoever it is, I think having that experience is going to be really good for us and that leadership in the locker room. So I'm excited.
Caitlin Clark is heading into the new WNBA season with more than just momentum. She's stepping in with firepower. Speaking about her revamped roster, she couldn't hide her excitement. New head coach Stephanie White, veterans like Natasha Howard and Dwana Bonner, shot makers like Sophie Cunningham, and defensive dynamos like Sydney Carlson and Brianna Turner. Clark knows the names, and more importantly, she knows what they bring, but she also knows the challenge ahead. With 7 new players and a limited window to build chemistry, Caitlin's already in figure-out mode, but she's embracing it.
And there was the viral picture that went around showing off your guns. Everyone's wondering, have you been hitting the weight room? Was it the camera angle? What happened there?
How did you do that? I've been trying to do that for 20 years.
AI is getting out of control. Come on.
And it's not just a mental game she's been leveling up. It's physical, too. When asked about that viral off-season photo where her arms look unusually jacked, Caitlin bursts out laughing.
So what are you doing in the off-season working on your game?
You're trying to get stronger, a lot of time in the weight room. And it's something I kind of enjoy. So it's been pretty easy for me to spend time in there and really work on that part of my game. And, I think the biggest thing on the court is just that mid-range area. I got pretty uncomfortable in there when I would get in there, whether that's I didn't really have any floater. I didn't like taking a mid-range jump shot. So just getting more comfortable, when I get my feet kind of into the paint, and honestly trying to just add a floater to my game and, finishing through contact and little things like that. But, I think just going back to the weapons that we've added this year, there's going to be so many different things that we're able to do that I think it'll be able to make my life a little bit easier, and it should make everybody's life a little bit easier on our team.
But then came the truth. She admitted she spent a ton of time in the weight room, not just to look the part, but to feel more dominant on the court. She even pinpointed areas of growth, adding a floater, finishing through contact, and owning the mid-range. It's clear she's not just training to maintain. She's training to take over.
People in the Fever, we're like, y'all.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new
it's
shit's
a
going on
lot.
around there.
It's a lot. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah.
That level of self-awareness is rare, especially for someone who's still so early in their pro career. But Caitlin's already acting like a vet. I kind of enjoy it, she said of the grind, referring to both the physical prep and the leadership challenges that come with a star-packed roster. She knows expectations are high, but she's meeting them head-on. Remember that time when Cheryl Swoops was saying that the Indiana Fever locker room is toxic?
That whole week was Indiana, they don't get along, all this. And I'm like, great. And then I'm like, this is the most together team I've ever seen.
Is that one of the hardest things for you as a pro now? Just seeing all the narratives like that one, that your team didn't get along, and just having to literally ignore it, deal with it, even though you know it's not true?
Well, Caitlin Clark's finally addressed that head-on. Clip 12. She confirmed what we all knew all along. What Swoop said were simply not true.
I think it's something you kind of just become used to. It's people think they know what's going on inside of your locker room, and they just don't. At the end of the day, it's just, the girls that you have in there, and then obviously your coaching staff, and that's all that matters. And honestly, the best thing about last year is we honestly had so much fun together. Yeah, we lost our first 8 games or whatever, but we wouldn't have won if we didn't have a a tight knit circle or a good locker room. And that's the reason we kind of turned everything around, is just we like needed some time. We were a young group and, we figured it out. But yeah, it was really fun, honestly.
Caitlin Clark knows what it's like to go to war with UConn, and she remembers every moment. We played them 3 times, she recalled, citing matchups from the Phil Knight tournament to the Sweet 16 and finally in the Final Four. Each time was a test, and each time Gino Aramaz's team came prepared. They always had the best scouts against me, she said. You could tell how smart he is.
So when you play against a Coach Auriemma coached team, what kind of beast is that?
Well, I think they just are so disciplined. Like that's just, they're going to do what they do. They're going to do it really well. And also I think like for myself facing his teams, like they always had some of the best scouts against me. Like you can tell how smart he is.
Yeah.
Like he understands the game. He's coached against so many really good players. And, there were games I would go into and like the scouts were just like, it was just like, come on, like, why are you going under ball screens? Why are you in drop coverage? But like, he just made it difficult.
Like that wasn't just flattery. It was frustration mixed with respect. Whether it was different defensive looks or elite defenders pounding her full court, Caitlin made it clear UConn never made it easy. He always had something in his back pocket. She said about Gino, and that made every game a chess match.
She would throw different defenders at me, and obviously having Nika Mule last year, like she's probably one of the better defenders that I've faced. Like she's just up in your grill. She'll pick you up 94 feet. Like, but then he just always has an answer, has different people. And I think that's one of the best things about him. Like he has one game plan, but then he has something in his back pocket that he can go to. Yeah. And that's going to bother you again.
But it's not just the program Caitlin respects. It's the players, too. When asked about Paige Beckers, her tone shifted into admiration mode. Her poise, Caitlin said immediately, that's something you need coming into the W. She praised Paige's calm, mature presence on the court, how nothing ever seems to shake her.
When you watch Paige play and you see her in the next level, what are the things that obviously she's going to take to the WNBA and it's going to translate instantly? And what are the things that, it takes you a couple games to get used to?
I think her poise, like, that's something you need coming into the W. It like all hits you so fast. Is like you're moving to a new city, you're trying to understand new teammates, you have a new coach, while you're trying to live up to all these expectations. And I think that's like one of the greatest things about her game is just her poise and her maturity, and nothing ever seems to faze her.
She can score at all 3 levels, Caitlin added, calling Paige's mid-range game some of the best she's ever seen. That's high praise from someone who's dominated at every level. But Caitlin didn't stop there. She noted Paige's versatility, too. She can play point guard or off the ball. That'll be interesting next to R. Clip 17. You know a conversation's getting good when it turns to technical fouls. And with Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, and Caitlin Clark all in the mix, it didn't disappoint.
I think she'll honestly fit right in, so maybe. And like
so
Caitlin, that arena's fun to play in too. Like it's a small place. Yeah. It's loud. Honestly, they should move every game to American Airlines because I think Paige has that type of draw. Like she'll be able to bring those type of fans in. I know we're playing there one of our games. Hopefully the other one gets moved too. We would appreciate that, Dallas Wings, if you can move the other one. But
I love this.
Segment turned into a comedic therapy session, with everyone owning up to their less than peaceful moments on the court. Diana proudly wore her rep, sharing how she once got tossed after picking up a tech in both the first and third quarters. It was time to go home. She laughed.
Speaking of how much D loves refs and technicals and ejections, here's the time Diana got ejected and sent me this photo from the locker room.
Oh my gosh, got tossed.
Got tossed.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, D, tell us. Yeah, what happened?
Sue, on the other hand, claimed her near-perfect record, earning eye rolls and teasing from both sides. That's when the spotlight hit Caitlin. I got 6, she admitted, referring to the WNBA's 7-tech limit. Then deadpan delivery. Half of mine weren't even for talking to refs.
I think I picked one up quick in the first quarter, which is you're always doomed when you pick up a quick one. And then I picked one up in the third quarter and it was time to go home. So I took my ass to the back and chilled out, and my team got the win, and we went from there. But
how many circles did you get last year?
Say that again, Caitlin.
How many technicals did you get last year?
So last year, I think I think the limit is 7, and you get
7.
suspended.
Yeah, you got 6.
I got 6.
But even in all the laughs, there was a serious edge beneath it. Caitlin knows the optics, the expectations, the leadership role she's stepping into. That's why she ended with a subtle promise to her coach Stephanie White to keep the fire but not cross the line. Still, when asked to send over-under for her Texas season, she said she promised only 2, and both Diana and Sue confidently took the over.
And I got 2 for slapping the stanchion of the hoop, and then I got another one for accidentally hitting somebody in the eye. So half of mine weren't even like me getting to talk to the ref, which was dumb.
Yeah. I hate those side technicals. It's like, just look away. Why are you looking at me?
Act like you didn't
Just
see
go
it.
call the foul. No. What are you looking at me for?
And as the interview wound down, the laughs kept rolling. Diana teased Caitlin about the infamous WNBA All-Star setup game, calling it a trap for the newbies, while Caitlin, cup in hand, just smiled and said, "I had a great time." It was a full circle moment. Legends in the league's newest star bonding over shared stories, wild games, and the chaos that makes the WNBA unforgettable. And as Sue and Diana wished her luck for the season, you could feel it. Caitlin Clark isn't just part of the conversation.
I got 6 too.
I had 2 my whole career.
Hey, you
year
got
I'm
a couple
not.
too. I can see it. Yeah.
Oh, wow, Sue. You're so perfect. It's good.
Okay, Caitlin, over under technicals.
The
next
refs
year.
love me.
I'm going 4.5. Over
Caitlin?
under.
Over.
Over 4.5. I'm
Under.
going over 2.
I already told.
No
I already
way.
told.
No
I already
way.
told Steph too. 9.
2.
And it's more games.
Oh, it's
Well,
more
the
games.
thing is, the
The
I
odds are
was
against
close-
you.
I was close to getting suspended for our last game, and like obviously every front office or your GM like tries to like get your technicals taken away, and they wouldn't take any of mine away.
Caitlin Clark didn't just join the conversation. She owned in a room, well, a Zoom with 2 of the greatest to ever do it. She proved that she's not just hype, she's sharp, she's grounded, and she's got the kind of edge that makes legends nod approval. From playful jabs to raw honesty, she showed exactly why the future of women's basketball is in very good hands. And if this interview is any sign of what's coming next on the court and off, we're all in for something special. Let us know in the comments how excited you are, because training camp will happen in a few weeks in preseason, in less than a month. Like, subscribe and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next